Now in this video, I want to talk about goals and clarity. And clarity is the most important factor when it comes to achieving your goals. And this is something that I totally underestimated during my earlier years when I tried to be successful. Yes, I had written goals. Yes, I dreamt and I did all those kind of things. But once I had exactly how I wanted to achieve them in details, in crystal clear clarity, this is when things started to take off. So, for example, let me give you some examples of good and bad goal setting. Number one, you say, oh, I want a new car. That's my new goal. Okay, no. That's not a goal. That's a wish. Okay, so what is a goal? A goal is I want to have, let's say, BMW 550i, price 95,000 fully loaded by January 1st, 2020. And why? As a reward for my promotion to team leader. Okay, so now I have a quantity, exactly what I want, and a time, so a time for achievement. Or someone says, oh, I'd like to lose some weight. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. Well, eat a little less and you lose some weight. No. I want to lose 20 pounds of fat and gain 10 pounds of muscles, lean muscle, reduce my body fat percentage by 5%. So now that I'm 15% by May 31st of this year, and I want to be ready for beach season to show off my new body, for example. Or, oh, I want to be rich. I want to have more money. No, that's not a goal. That's a wish. It has to be something like, otherwise I could say, hey, here's $1. Now you have more money. Great, huh? No. You say, I want to have $1 million in cash in my account by December 31st, 2020, so I can retire early or make my mother proud, whatever that might be, okay? So you need a clear quantity and a clear time for achievement and exactly what you want. That's very, very important. Most people make some mistakes when it comes to goal setting. First, they have fuzzy goals. So if it's not clear, if it's just, yeah, I'd like to have a little bit more of this or that, you're not going to achieve it. Simple as that. Okay, so you need to make it as crystal clear as possible. Next, people set unrealistic goals. I want to be a millionaire in 1 year. That's very unrealistic. Most people don't do this, okay? Whatever I made in the past was also unrealistic, so to speak, but somehow it happened. But give yourself time. Usually, there is no unrealistic goals. They're just unrealistic timelines. So you need to say, okay, I want to have $1 million, let's say in 5 years or in 10 years or something like that. And that's realistic. And it's important that the goals are realistic. You don't need to disillusion yourself. But you can achieve more in 1 year than you think you can do. Sometimes you can achieve more in 1 year and you totally underestimate what's possible, but at the same time you need to give yourself enough time to make it feasible, to make it logically possible. Okay. The next thing is people set goals that are not their own. They set other people's goals because your mother, your father, or your boss, or whoever wants you to have a certain goal, but you don't really own the goal. It's not your goal. So that's also a reason why you don't achieve your goals. And finally, some people set even negative goals. Okay, they set goals that, oh, I don't want to be fat, or I don't want to lose money, or something like that. And that's not going to work either. Okay, so make it realistic, make it time-bound, and make it achievable. And that's very important. Now ask yourself, if nothing changed in your life over the next 5 years, would that be okay? Probably not. So if you don't set the causes today, in 5 years, your life is going to be exactly the same. So nothing is going to change. So it is important for you to make a decision today, to do something today so you have a change in 5 years, or even in 2 years. Let's say if you'd like to have this house and you need $200,000 down payment, for example, okay? If you don't start saving today, in 2 years, you're still going to be at zero, okay? So you need to make the choices today and you need to start changing things. Next question. Have you ever not decided something and because of this, you're still at the same place a few years later? And that's important. Indecision is very, very bad for you, because it's better to make the wrong decision. It's better to go in the wrong direction for a while than not to make a decision whatsoever. So don't let that happen. And finally, what are you willing to give up in order to achieve your goals? And this means you need to change some things in your habits. So all of us have 24 hours a day. So you need to either give up TV, give up Facebooking, get up earlier, do certain things so that you can use the extra time to work on your goals. Now, when it comes to the type of goals, there's a list that I've developed for myself, and it's actually the goal setting and life planner that's available on my programs. And it goes like this. You have personal goals. Let's write it down, actually. You have personal goals, so things that you want to achieve personally, like learning a new language or, things like that. Then you have business goals or career goals. Then financial goals, because they're not always the same, financial goals. Then you have thing goals, like, a house, a car, a boat, or whatever you want to have. And then you have fitness or health goals. Fitness or health, Health goals. And then spiritual goals, spiritual goals. And finally, relationship goals. With your wife, your husband, your partner, your children, whatever that's going to be. So, this is a very good list about to help you to set goals for your life, to improve your life, to make some changes. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is called the salami technique. And what does that mean, the salami? It's actually my word. I picked it up when I was 20 years old as a salesperson. But I find it so funny. So if you look at the Italian salami, okay, they're huge, they're big, okay? So you have this big, huge Italian salami, okay? So if you want to eat this, it's way too big. You cannot eat it, okay, because you're going to choke, okay? But if you cut it into thin slices, okay, and you eat one small thin slice per day, eventually you have eaten the entire salami, okay? And when it comes to goal setting, it's the same thing. So every single day, you need to have mini goals or mini milestones, if you like, and things that you can easily achieve, that are totally doable. It's just a matter of being busy, not being lazy, okay? So in the end, there's no really any goals that are impossible to achieve. There's only unrealistic timelines, because every big, huge goal can be broken down into small, achievable or attainable goals. And this is what you should do. So once you set a goal, okay, and I want you to encourage to think big, obviously, but realistic, then set your goals and cut them into small little slices, just like the salami, and make them happen one day at a time. Now, why is this important? This is important because you need to feel good about the process. You can't just say, oh, once I achieve my goal here, I'm at the end, then I'll be happy. No. You need to be happy during the process. Achievement means happiness. So while you are achieving your goals, while you're working towards your goal, that's when you should be happy. You should be happy today for no reason. You should be happy because you're in the middle of achieving it. And that should be not having your end goal, because having your end goal is not going to make you happy, okay? So set daily, weekly, monthly goals. Make them happen. Reward yourself with little things. Let's say you have a favorite restaurant you want to go to. You say, okay, if I do this, and this week, I'm going to go have my favorite hamburger at this place, or whatever you like, okay? Make those kind of things, or do a 2-day trip, or whatever makes your heart happy. Now, finally, I want to tell you a little story about my own life. In 2004, I went with my wife and my son. We went to Malta. It's an island below Sicily, in Italy. And Malta, there's not much to do. So we rented a house. We were sitting at the pool, and I was making a list of 10 goals that I wanted to achieve in 12 months. And this is what I would suggest for you as well. if you set a goal, set 12 months goal, because 12 months are, let's say, it's not too far out, okay? It forces you to take action, because if you're, say, oh, in 5 years I want to have this and that, you're never going to get anything done, okay? Trust me. You need to set it short term. Short-term goals are usually better than long-term goals. Long-term goals are important. You need short, medium, and long-term goals, but the short-term goals are the ones that are less than 12 months that are going to get you to move. Even 3 months goals are great. So here's a tip. 12 months, the 10 most important goals. What are your 10 most important goals in any area, okay? And if you do that and you focus on those 10 goals, that's when life is going to change. Anyway, back to my story. When we were in Malta, I wrote down those 10 goals. And those goals were things like, I want to become a millionaire. I want to have 100 employees. I want to own a house. I want to drive a Porsche. All these kind of things. So there were big goals. They were not small goals. And then something happened. So I went back, went on with my life, and the list got lost in a drawer. Okay, I forgot about it. Okay, and then 2 years later, I found that list, and to my surprise, 7 of those 10 goals I could cross off the list. 3, not yet, but I didn't have 100 employees. I had 60 employees. So it's so powerful. The fact that you have goals and you write them down is the most important thing. Now, let me explain something. We are here in this world, and everything is available in abundance. The universe has everything to offer. It's like a big buffet. You can have, do, or be anything you want, but you must decide, okay? So you can't do everything. That's not possible, but so that's why you decide. So when you have a thought, a wish, or an idea, and it's merely in your head, what happens? The next day you forget about it, okay? It just goes away, as it never existed. You need to manifest that goal or that thought into the real world. So you take it from the spiritual world into the physical world. How do you do that? Very simple. You take a pad of paper and a pen and you write it down. The mere action of writing your goal down is taking it from the spiritual realm into the physical realm and making it a reality. Now, that's the first step. What's the next step? The next step is to say, now that my goal is written down and defined as clearly as possible, now I'm going to take action, and take action within the same day, within 24 hours. Like make a phone call, as simple as that. Just do something additionally based on that goal. Or let's say you want to have a house. Go to an open house and check out some homes. Even if you can't afford it today, it doesn't matter. Just do something towards the achievement of that goal. And now the last tip that I want to give you, and that has been really crucial. So I left that list 2 years in my drawer and I forgot about it. But when I started to change things in my life is when I hung the list. Okay, I printed it out several times. I had it in my office. Okay, and I want to show you here. So I'm not just joking. See, there's my list here. Okay, I had it in my bathroom. I had it in my bedroom. I am confronted with it every single day. It's hung up on the wall, so I can't miss it. I'm forced to read it everywhere I go in my house. Okay, I look at it, I study it every day. Even if it's just 5 minutes a day, you need to dwell on your goals. And you know what? That's when things are going to change in your life for the better.